I've been using the QIDI Q2 as my workhorse printer for the last month and a half. While the stock machine's been pretty good, there is definitely some room for improvement. Today, I'm going to show you 5 upgrades you can print to get the most out of your Q2. Before we continue, I have a quick disclaimer to make. QIDI did send me the Q2 free of charge in exchange for an honest review, and also there will be an ad read for PCBWay around the midpoint of the video. Like most off-the-shelf printers nowadays, the Q2 runs through a calibration routine when you turn it on for the first time. Once that was over, I could finally run my first print. This is a part for the monolith gantry, and I'm just using it as a baseline for print quality. One of the defining features of this printer is the GT 1.5 belts, which supposedly reduce vertical fine artifacts, or VFAs. VFAs are these little vertical lines you can sometimes see on your prints, and there are a lot of different factors that can contribute to them. While I'm pleased to say that my parts do look quite nice, under the right lighting you can see those same vertical lines as well. The prominence of the VFAs also depends on the shape of the parts that you print. I've been printing parts for the next video, and these parts have some of the worst VFAs I've ever seen. One thing I really want manufacturers to try is using proper toothed idlers instead of running the belt teeth on smooth bearings like they do here. In the DIY scene, we've seen that this can make a huge difference for print quality, especially at higher belt tensions. I can't think of a single off-the-shelf printer that actually uses them though. Food for thought for the Q3, I guess. Our first upgrade is going to be a riser for the top panel, as in the stock configuration, the PTFE tube tends to rub on it. This will, of course, wear down the PTFE tube, but it also smudges the top panel and makes some really annoying noises as well. Thankfully, there are many printable risers online. I opted to modify this one by Sonny Barlow. It prints in 4 big pieces, and I found that orienting the parts vertically like Sonny did yielded the best results. Anything printed flat tended to warp a little bit. They do print with supports, but removing them is super quick and easy. The parts themselves just sit on top of the printer, and some 1/2-inch foam tape in the slot will help the panel seal against them. The stock design has holes that you can screw the new panel clips into, but my modded version takes a bit of a different approach. That leads us to upgrade number 2. For my second upgrade, I'm going to be adding an insulated top hat that magnetically attaches to the printer. That way it's easy to remove if you ever need to. I could feel a lot of heat coming from the top panel while printing, and all of that lost heat means the chamber heater and bed need to work harder. Just like the riser, my top hat prints in 4 parts, and all parts do require supports. You also need to print some dowel pins to hold the top hat together. For the insulation itself, I'm using 1-inch thick PIR insulation, and it's just a friction fit into the top hat itself. You may have noticed a number of holes in the riser earlier, and all of those holes are designed for 6x3mm magnets. In total, you need 16 of them for the riser. My top hat has the same hole pattern as well, making it a total of 32 magnets. I just bought a pack of 100 to be safe. There you go. You now have a way to insulate the printer that's easily removable just in case you ever want to go back. Before we continue, I'd like to give a quick thanks to PCBWay for sponsoring today's video. PCBWay offers a wide variety of fabrication services, including PCB manufacturing and assembly, 3D printing, laser cutting, and even CNC machining. Check them out with my link down below. Also, PCBWay is hosting their 8th project design contest, where you can submit your own projects for a chance to win some seriously awesome prizes. The deadline to submit is January 31st, 2026, and you can find more info about that in the description as well. QIDI advertises the Q2 as having a 65-degree heated chamber, which is a huge advantage for anybody who prints ABS and ASA. Unfortunately though, they don't make it easy to actually use the printer at 65 degrees. Let me explain. The first thing I noticed is that while using the touchscreen on the front, I could only set the chamber temp to 60 degrees, 5 degrees short of what they advertise. The stock ABS and ASA profiles that come with QIDI Studio only go up to 55 degrees. You can imagine my surprise when I set the chamber to 65 degrees and later came back to find the printer had shut down because of the temperature. It seems like QIDI set a hard cap of 65 degrees for the chamber, but as with anything that's PID controlled, the real temperature will fluctuate a little bit. I went and changed the max temp in the firmware from 65 to 70, and now I can safely run the machine at 65 degrees without anything erroring out. I wish that was the end of the story though. After starting a print at 65 degrees, I got a warning that the stepper driver for the extruder was overheating. For a printer that's advertised as having a 65 degree chamber, it's sure not handling 65 degrees very well. I was able to get everything functioning by reducing the run current of the extruder stepper driver. It was set to 857 milliamps, which is pretty high for a NEMA 14 based extruder. I dropped that down to 0.6 amps and it's been running reliably ever since. Thanks to Discord user Sled for telling me to check that in the first place. Hopefully they can get everything sorted out in a future firmware update. Alright, now I want to knock out a couple of quicker quality of life upgrades for the Q2, starting with the door handle. I found that the stock handle was a little bit too small to grip comfortably, and I found a great replacement on printables from user CCD. This was a super quick and easy print too. You can unscrew the old handle from the inside, and the new handle uses the exact same hardware. This is one of those things that you wouldn't think makes a big difference, but having a bigger door handle is way more convenient. It also stops me from getting fingerprints all over the glass door, which is nice as well. Our next upgrade is going to be a little purge bucket for the back of the printer. The Q2 comes equipped for multicolor printing with a filament cutter and purging sequence to swap filament. This is great, but all of that purged filament just falls right out the back onto my desk. There are tons of different designs to choose from on printables, and I opted for this one from Lewis Hitch. I personally am only doing single material prints, so the volume of purge material that I have to deal with is quite low. For that reason, I didn't see the need for some of these massive chutes that extend all the way to the front of the printer. I just needed something that could attach onto the back. I printed it out of my favorite purple ASA, not that anyone is going to be able to see it anyways. It just clips on the back of the printer like so, and catches all of that purge material coming out the back. Every once in a while I can empty it into the garbage, and that's that. Okay, we're going to finish off with a bit of a lightning round of smaller upgrades. Firstly, we have this PTFE support bracket. It clips onto the toolhead and securely holds the reverse Bowden in place so it doesn't kink anywhere. This does push the tube up a bit, so I'd only recommend using it if you have a riser. Next up, we have these platform leveling blocks. These are installed by the Z motors, and they provide a nice flat surface to tram the bed against. I'm not sure how much of a difference these really make, but they do look nice. Lastly, we have these squishy TPU feet. These will raise the printer up by about 1 centimeter, giving the electronics a bit more room to breathe. The real reason I'm using them though is to stop the stock feet from wrecking the paint on my desk, although at this point I think it's a bit late for that. And there you have it folks, that's 5 upgrades for the QIDI Q2. Despite some of its flaws, I think it's going to be a great workhorse machine for ABS and ASA. For anybody curious, I put about 185 hours on mine as of the time I'm recording this. Alright, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video very, very soon.